U.S. needs a simple one tax system that tax people and companies based on total income and offer very limited and justified deductions for things that build value into the economy. The U.S. needs a defense policy that makes sense and recognizes that massive world war are a thing of the past. The world today needs a U.S. military that is small, supportive, and visible. The U.S. needs a national infrastructure policy that ensures all roads, transport networks, and grids meet a minimum standard. The U.S. needs political systems that represents more than 10% that are wealthy enough to influence politics and doesn't frustrate in majority of the population. Voting should be mandatory for all legal voters. The U.S. needs to be safe. The U.S. has some of the highest crime rates across metrics in the developed world and often has higher crime rates than the developing world. You are 10 times more likely to be murdered in USA than you are in Singapore. Shooting deaths and are more common in the U.S. than the Congo. The USA needs a logical approach to creating jobs that focuses on skill training, retraining, matching skills with the industries that need them, and offer a clear incentive to work. The U.S. needs a logical national public transportation policy that makes car ownership optional rather than mandatory in all cities. Cars should be a luxury, not a necessity. The U.S. needs a consistent environmental policy that protects all citizens equally across the country and provides suitable protection for an environmental system. The USA is a very difficult situation. They have built a political system that does not allow for centralized decision-making, oversight, or reality checking. There is no avenue for good data-driven, evidence-based on decisions to happen, where the long-term benefit of majority is considered instead of the magic of a democracy based on decentralized powers has turned into a different kind of monster, a monster eating itself, fighting with itself, and the unwilling to change. The biggest issues that I see is the amount of rent seeking that is occurring in the United States through the various pro-interest cartels such as the American Medical Association, and a growing shift into the finalization which produces less value contributions to America's society than most people would like to think. A large problem is simply the infancy of our current political system, but to enhance any real change and its procency because of the society doesn't have problems, people. Society doesn't have problems, people do. Each and every one of them has his or her particular problems, and the idea is that there's some grand societal fix that will solve all of them is not only absurd, it's profoundly dangerous. It leads people to support policies that cause untold damage to many people because their advocates promised they had a grand solution, the ability to treat others as we would ourselves and to take responsibility of our own lives. The only thing we are entitled to is the right to pursue all the rest. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. Behind candidates is really strange. We don't really know this person, but we're passionate enough about them to wear t-shirts and cover our vehicles with our bumper stickers to show our allegiance. In the face of a crisis, we can either unite and work together, or we can allow the problems to divide us. The choice, of course, is yours, but if you ever watched a horror movie, you will know that splitting up never works out. One of the great challenges in life is learning to work through our differences. It's easy to be surrounded by people who share similar beliefs, but when we limit our experiences, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to grow. Before you respond, argue, laugh, mock, praise, or share, ask yourself if what you're about to do adds positivity to the world. If not, make the decision, squash the negativity. When we work together, we shine the light. We make everyone's life brighter. There, you got my advice on politics. And I'm going to just say that I'm an American Independent Party. I vote for both sides. That means I believe what Trump says. I believe what Biden says. I believe both. But this year, I'm going to vote for Trump because I don't like what Biden says. Sometimes I vote for both sides. Sometimes I vote for, one side. It goes back and forth with me. But that being said, I'm definitely going to vote no on Prop 8 and vote for some of the senators and vote for some of the candidates and other things. So that's going to be great, and it's going to help our community, and we're going to win this thing. Together, we're a team.